Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today's all about that fan service as we showcase the one and only Redhead Redemption, a deck that came to be because Twitch chat wanted me to combine Katarina and Miss Fortune together, basically. I selected like several different, potential archetypes to try to build, and the Redhead Tribal was one of them, and it won by a landslide. So I decided to come up with a deck that would combine Katarina and Miss Fortune, and these two actually do synergize together, believe it or not. Now, this is not really a highly competitive deck. Like, I gotta preface this deck tech by saying that this is more of a fun deck concept that I wanted to try, but it's not really up there with like other really high competitive lists, right? It can put in the work, it can definitely fight against opposing top tier decks, but it's not as consistent, and it's not my personal favorite deck with Katarina in it. I still believe Katarina Ram or perhaps Yasuo with Katarina are the more consistent and powerful variants with this champion, as I believe Katarina is a very, very underrated champion that is starting to see more and more play now that people are finally realizing, just how good this card truly is. Regardless, like I said, Miss Fortune and Katarina do actually synergize together, as Miss Fortune's level up requirement can be eased up with Katarina's in her leveled up form. As when we level up Katarina, every time we play her, we rally, which is really important because Miss Fortune levels up after she's seen you attack 4 times. So naturally, if we rally, we get to have extra attacks happening, and therefore we will be able to speed up Miss Fortune's level up, which is perhaps one of the most brutal in the game. Leveled up Miss Fortune rarely does not end in a win. In fact, I think only once I've seen a game in which leveled up Miss Fortune ends up losing, and that was a game that I had in which I managed to counter her with a couple of Crimson Disciples that managed to get lethal on her because she does ping 3 times, right? But barring very niche scenarios like that, she's just brutal, man. When Ali's attack deal 1-3 times to battling enemies and the enemy nexus, and she gains overwhelm. This is such a massive effect, as I believe it's the same one. It's bullet time, but it is applied 3 times. Okay, no, it is bullet time, yeah. The one is love tap and then bullet time. Bullet time is just absolutely crazy, and definitely something to, worth working for, right? Which is why we're running a deck that's combining Bilgewater and Noxus, which is a region combination that you tend to see displayed with Swain and Twisted Fate variants. But in this case, we're not focusing so much on damage paired with Kex. Instead, we are combining rally effects and good Noxus tools with vulnerable enablers, as we're running a full set of Hired Gun, a couple of You've Been Warned, and a full set of the Razor Skill Hunter as well. Why am I combining vulnerable with Katarina and Noxus? Well, first of all, I love vulnerable with Katarina. I love vulnerable with quick attack units in general, but it's particularly good with Katarina. Turn 2 Hired Gun into potentially turn 3, even though Katarina can be played later down the line most of the time. You can justify her here turn 3 because if you summon Hired Gun, make their strongest enemy vulnerable, Katarina can come in and just assassinate that vulnerable unit and come back to our hand. So we are, in a way, mitigating Katarina's tempo loss by taking down an opponent's unit as she's returning to our hand leveled up as well. And once we have leveled up Katarina in our hand, it's all about setting up a strong board state with a mixture of scout units even, as we're running a full set of Island Navigator, and then we threaten our opponent with multiple attacks every turn, which can just prove to be overwhelming for them, as we're running certain combat tricks like Whirling Death, which I really like with Katarina, because if I'm attacking with Katarina and then my opponent responds with a removal, I can Whirling Death in response and make Katarina strike and thus recall herself before the removal hits her, which is a really neat combo that I like to go for. We're also playing Arachnoid Sentry because we're running a full set of Ravenous Flock, as we do have a one-off of House Spider, but Ravenous Flock is there because I really like it alongside Arachnoid Sentry and Katarina. Katarina with Blade's Edge enables Ravenous Flock really easily, and also Miss Fortune can ping certain blockers, and the beefy ones that survive that sort of damage can be taken down by a 1-minute DO4. So I really like the card in this deck. And we have other ways to stun as well. It's running a couple of decisive maneuvers, which is a very underrated card from Noxus that enables you to stun an enemy at fast speed and then give all allies +2 attack this round. It's also a really low-key counter to frostbite effects, for example, as we're able to have this resolve after the frostbites are applied because it is a fast speed spell, and frostbites tend to be burst speed. In fact, the vast majority of them are. They're either burst or slow speed. So decisive maneuver allows us to get a buff after that happens, and it's a great way to go wide and apply a lot of pressure. Stunning plus buffing our units with potential rally effects is a really strong combination, which is why I really like this card in this deck. We have a couple of battering rams because I like my battering rams with Katarina, as we're threatening our opponent with multiple attacks, and battering ram has a shitload of health, and every time we're attacking, we're boosting their attack. So we just ram our opponent's Nexus in, and it's not really a hard thing to do when we combine these two cards together. We have Zap Sprayfin to fish some of the cards here. Transfusion with Crimson Disciple. I've said I consider this a staple for the majority of Noxus decks that I play. And that is basically the deck list right there. We have a couple of salvage alongside the Zap Sprayfin that I mentioned prior, because we need to be able to refuel a little bit, because we can run out of gas at certain points. We are like a pretty standard mid-range deck. I figured a couple of salvage could be pretty helpful in the later stages of the game for matches that drag out more than we are comfortable with. And yeah, just really fun deck to play. Not tier 1 by any means. We do have some flaws. Our matchup against Frostbites is actually horrible. Like, Ashe is pretty brutal. Even though I'm technically 1-1 against her with this deck, you know, we got pretty lucky in the second match we ran into an Ashe deck. And ultimately, it is important to note that it's just very bad matchup, especially if they draw their Reckoning. And there are some other weaknesses here and there, but it's definitely a pretty fun deck that can put in the work and has quite the fighting spirit in it. So I felt like sharing it. As you guys can see, Katarina and Misfortune working together. I think that's, you know, I think a lot of you want to see that. So hopefully you enjoy the matches that I got for you today. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Have a soul day. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. I do post a new deck list every single day. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna do a full mulligan. I need a lower curve here.
Success gets you noticed around here.
You could have a Callista, so I want to I want to do this first, because if he does have a Callista, I want to kill that spider before he plays her, so that her level up becomes slower. Plus, we really want to resort to Katarina more as a blocker, especially because if we play Katarina, we will enable Death's Lotus. But we're gonna aim to use Cat. Yeah, see.
This might.
There you are! Grow follows.
No one gets in my way.
That's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why That's why I'm a big advocate of Katarina with Whirling Death.
The ocean whispers secrets.
Better know.
Always forward.
No, 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 no!
Ocean Mother! No justice, only revenge.
Less is motion.
This is the one that we returned to our hand, so that's the one that we'll be playing.
What's that noise?
Let the bloodshed begin.
Lady Elise? Where are you?
I need to deal with this.
Remember the objectives. The few for the many.
I must get out of here.
Going somewhere?
Arigato gozaimasu!
Who do not doubt.
I told you, I can't actually fly. If they don't break, they'll burn. For the glory of Noxus.
The cross shall find their vengeance!
This is our way.
Yeah, this is really awkward.
Your path ends here.
Is a weapon.
We live here.
Every wave is a path.
For the Empire. The few for the many.
Less is motion.
Routes closed.
Because I have 2 now, I can afford to do this.
Is that all?
Hope he doesn't have a decimate. Alright, you're dead. You're dead.
Less is motion.
Right, this is BBG's deck, and Bruised by God is a good deck builder. Definitely a deck builder I respect. He's been working a lot on this list. I actually like this hand for the most part. It's lacking units, but given my unit to spell ratio, I am gonna draw them. Is the Armored Elephant good in this deck with Rally? It seems decent, but I prefer Battering Ram. I don't want to like vulnerable this. Bam, bam. Show me that Callista. I'm surprised no 2-drop there. I think he may have a Blighted Caretaker. That's a little bit awkward.
Success gets you noticed around here.
Not super useful, but oh well. My hand's a little bit awkward. Block this stuff.
Not my first gunfight.
Dude, Earth! God damn, dude.
Point, I shoot.
This may seem weird, but I want to prevent like strong combos. Like I'm taking away a sack outlet for him. I'm taking away a Ravenous Butcher target.
Where are you?
I want to combine this with this. I'm a little bit worried about Callista though, but if he had Callista, I think he would have played her. And I have the Razor Skill Hunter anyways.
Everyone's a garden. They grow up so fast.
See the Demastian border from here.
The cool thing about Battering Ram is that it doesn't really care about Sejuani. Like, Sejuani can come in, frostbite me, whatever. Whatever! I do what I want. It's Ram time.
Ready the torches. Light the signal fires.
Freeze in his hearts. It's got a lot of cards though. We do have a neat combo here, potentially. Though at this stage we are definitely worried.
Oh, fresh water.
Okay, so he just wants to level up. We can't stop that.
To all betrayers. twins?
No prey, no pay.
I sharpen my spear.
I'm out of gas though, and obviously I'm very, very vulnerable to like a they who endure. It's gonna be tough, but maybe we can find a way to win.
There you are!
I kind of want to keep you in the back anyways.
Love ya.
We are pretty wide open. Ran a little bit out of gas there.
Somebody's gonna bleed for this.
Yeah, misfortune came late, definitely. Like, we were just, like, everything came late. We had a very awkward hand. I kept the hand, like, what did I keep? I kept, like, a transfusion. I had a really, really awkward opening hand that I couldn't really apply much pressure. I do like this, though, and I'll keep the island. Should I keep the island navigator? It's good. I'm just worried about, like, drawing too many 4-drops here. Okay, see, this is a bit awkward. We have a lot of removal.
We see through all. These eyes see all. Who goes left?
All right.
An auspicious season. Feathers.
No going back.
Time to put Katarina plus you've been warned to the test.
I fight with my spirit, not my fist.
Witness the floor. They'll never know what kills them.
Back to our perch.
Nice. If he open attacks with this, I will trade my Arachnoid Sentry into it.
These are dangerous lands.
Okay. Not particularly worried about this, are we?
Nagako will guide us.
Huh.
The advantage is mine.
forward. Open wide.
Could be playing Tool of Ionia here, but setting this up is really powerful. I don't like battering ram versus Ionia though. I just don't think it's smart to tap myself out like that just for. But I do force the Will of Ionia. I do force it.
Extend your senses.
Okay, it's a pretty thick Lee Sin.
I'll be quick.
I will not hold back. Sight firm. Strike for the balance. I will not hold back. Center your spirit.
Hold it, sweetheart. I'll try anyone once.
Ionia speaks through me.
Delicious.
Their heartbeats quicken.
By force of will.
I'll see this through.
Is that all? Let the bloodshed begin.
This is our way.
Keep up, keep up.
Bless his motion.
Get bloody, get paid. I'm not done.
Peace begins within. This is our way. Turn me to the sea.
Step lightly.
Wait, I shoot. Son of a... Never. Only fools hesitate. dead. Never. Night falls.
Why are you here?
Shadow. Looking for trouble.
It found you.
Where there is life, there is hope.
Blood for nothing.
Let's force him to trade. You gotta block.
By force of
You gotta block, brother. You gotta block.
conviction,
Yeah, act with conviction.
peace has its cost.
That's not good. There's no point in that.
Act with conviction.
That's more like it.
Love ya.
Love ya.
Colorless day.
Bam, bam, bam.
The order rewards its faithful.
Through the portal! Let's do this!
You cannot escape.
He's got 4 rows. What? Got it. Boomers.
I'll burn for what I've done. Let's get to it.
Who's on top of the bounty board today?
Yep.
No prey.
No pay.
Point, I shoot.
Love ya.
I've whipped up something special.
I'll try anyone once. For the Empire. The few remain. Clear it out! Let's get a good look at you. Look what you did. Let me show you what I can do. Oh, this hurts. Dead or alive?
By my hand, the Noxus rise.
Lead us to victory, Grand General.
No going back. Only fools hesitate.
I love a taste of the action. Routes closed. Mwah. Bloody Empire.
Violence solves everything. The ocean charts our course.
If you can, always forward.
Is that all?
Noxus. Victory awaits!
Love ya.
Be nothing left when I'm done. No going back.
Merely pawn greater game. Such little lives.
Day. Don't stand in my way.
Clear off.
Nice. That was a good match. That was a pretty damn good match. Well, let's not play into Intimidating Roar like we did a while back. Okay, so Ravenous Flock, Whirling Death. I mean, these cards can... This can be good with Twist... I mean, this is fine. I'm gonna take out Whirling Death, though. That's better.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
Get bloody.
Get paid.
No prey.
No pay. Arachnoid Sentry can be a thing here.
Underestimate. I dare you.
Follow the wind, but watch your back.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Pick on some of your own speed.
Not my first gunfight. Son of a... This might hurt.
Clear my name.
Every wave is a path.
Follow the wind.
But watch your back.
Wise words for a dead
This is our way.
Love ya.
witness of blood. Violence solves everything.
Blade never gets any lighter. It's easy.
Let's eat motion.
Is a leaf's only
Purpose to fall.
All eyes on me.
We going in? Got him! Got him!
Fortune smiles.
Beat 3 Yasuos.